Hello and welcome to episode 3 of In the Stands. Today you're joined by myself, Adam Deadman, and Charlie York, which means we're missing the third man, the waffler, that is Tom Batt. Tom Batt ain't here today. There's something, I don't know what was going on with him, but he just weren't feeling up for it. Poor from him, really, isn't it? So it's not bottled it. Not like he had work or anything, but poor excuse. So you're just joined by me and Charlie, which I'd argue is an upgrade because it means we're going to move on to each segment a lot quicker, and it means as well that we can just move on to each point without someone waffling away and relaying it to Bentancur Kerr like he did last week or so. I don't even remember what he did the other week, but I had no idea what he's waffling about. But anyway, so you're just joined by me and Charlie. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and New Year's. We took a little break. Was not active whatsoever. Instagram had no, we should have said Happy New Year's and Christmas to you guys on the Instagram. But no one, poor. And considering Bat as well is the social media man, I'd say. I'd probably say he's a social media man. He's done absolutely nothing. No TikToks, no shorts. It's so poor from Tom. So sorry that you guys haven't had any form of, content. But, we'll stop moaning about Tom Batt. Okay, you can watch this and you can view it back. And you can find out that he's just not doing a good enough job here. Anyway, as I said, hope you guys had a good Christmas and New Year's. What about you, Charlie? Have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it weren't too bad. Working hard, mate. I was working hard.
You were working hard. Heard you was working Christmas Day as well, by the way.
No, I wasn't working Christmas Day.
You're not?
Christmas Eve and Boxing Day.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. I had a good Christmas as well, by the way. I had a decent Christmas. And we obviously saw each other on New Year's. Yeah. Made my New Year's better, by the way, seeing your little face.
You're welcome, right now. Let's talk about the state user.
Okay, right. And let's go on to the first segment of the video. FA Cup weekend. The FA Cup is back for the Premier League teams. Obviously, if you're a low league fan like Callum Paul, shout out to Callum. A championship sides play round 2, or are they round 3 as well?
Right. I think I actually have no clue. I think round 2 as well.
Yeah, right. So obviously Callum probably had a little FA Cup fantasy already, whatever going on over there down in Southampton, shit or whatever. But anyway, FA Cup weekend, and there's some big fixtures in there. I'd like to point out a lot of Prem teams facing each other, and the first one I'm going to talk about is your team, your Nunez enthusiast, mate. Liverpool versus Arsenal. So, what do you reckon?
I have no clue.
Really?
Honestly, I think we've got no Salah or Endo, who have both been very important in the last recent games, really, and especially both of them against Arsenal are both very good against Arsenal.
Yeah,
and
true.
I feel like we're away as well at Emirates, and I just feel like they will start their best team. Where for us, we've got Carabao Cup Wednesday as well against Fulham at home. So we've got a semi-final still to play. Like, I feel like I can see it's going to be really tight. I'll be interested to see what Klopp's actually going to do with our attack. Because other than Salah, no one's a right winger really. Only person who's got history starting there consistently is Elliott at Blackburn. 3 years ago, when he was 18. So Jota's done shifts there before. I remember it when the AFCON previously 2 years ago when he went away. We weren't that bad. We had Fabinho got 4 goals in 3 games, and then we had obviously Chamberlain was playing right wing and doing a stint there. So it was decent to be fair.
Well, he used to be a winger. He used to be a winger back at Arsenal, didn't he? I think people forget that he used to play a right mid, a right winger. But it's going to be interesting. I didn't watch your 1-1 draw against Arsenal a few weeks ago, but did you watch? I imagine you watched the game. Did you watch the game? Yeah, you watched it. How was it? How was Liverpool in that? Were they good or?
Other than the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes, we dominated really.
Yeah.
We should have won the game. They didn't have even their goal. It's not a clear cut chance. It's a cross in where Gakpo's got 3 men to mark. Alisson's in no man's land. Then other than that, their whole attack got pocketed. Joe Gomez came on and literally had Saka on his leash. Then we also had Trent hitting the bar as well.
Yeah.
And 5v1 attack.
And the Erdegaard handball which
Yeah,
is
I mean,
absolutely
yeah,
shocking, by the way. I don't know how that wasn't given,
yeah,
but
it's mental.
don't want to talk about it too much.
Yeah.
Other key games in there, I think Chelsea Preston is a massive game. Chelsea
2-0
Preston is a
Preston.
huge game, huh?
2-0 Preston.
Do you reckon? Potentially, we're at
No,
home. No. We
no,
got to win
surely
that. We got to win that. We got to win
yeah,
that. Another big one is Sunderland Newcastle. That's quite a big game.
yeah.
Don't know how that's happened. See, Dan Burn won in it. He was like, "Yeah, I've been
Really?
waiting." Was it Dan Burn? Who was it? I don't know who it was. Someone was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this fixture, like waiting for it to
Yeah.
happen."
I said they've not played each other in like 7 years.
Yeah, something
It's
crazy.
been a
Yeah,
while. Yeah,
yeah, because you forget like how long Sunderland have like battled
yeah,
down the EFL like ladder. But do you not feel like? Do you not ever like? Obviously, I know it's not rigged, but like when it's just like that's crazy how it's happened. Like when Man City are just
yeah,
getting insane like draws in the Champions League. Like if you look at the track like record over the past few
yeah.
years,
It's
their
mental.
only like round of 16 tough fixture was like, man, I can't remember who it was. I don't think they've like really had a tough round of 16 fixture. But no, that'll be a good game. Sunderland
Yeah,
Newcastle.
I feel like the only upset I can see really is Newcastle losing Sunderland.
Really? Do you think?
Yeah, mate. Sunderland, I think last time I looked was 6th in the Championship, so they're in
Yeah.
playoffs,
Yeah.
and they've not Newcastle not beaten them in a while. Like if you don't include 7 years, I'm pretty sure they're not beating them in a while at the Stadium of Light.
Mm,
Like in that period before the 7 years, like they were
yeah.
struggling against them. Obviously, that's when Newcastle weren't great then, really either.
Yeah.
So, but like, I
It
feel like
could be an upset, to be fair.
yeah, like Newcastle got
Okay.
one win
Yeah.
in 6.
I was going to point out as well, Sunderland are at home, and Newcastle's away record, I'm pretty sure, has been dog. Like, it's been absolute
They
dog water.
one win, I think,
Yeah, that's
and it was
so.
the 8-0 against Sheffield United.
To be fair, it could be an upset. The other Premier League fixtures we've got are Palace Everton. Shout out Dan Kishtu. He was very angry, by the way, that because I remember when we recorded episode 1, I told him, oh yeah, we shouted you out, and then I had to like cut out like the last bit because it was way too long. He was like, "Wait, so you cut me out? Yeah, Ad, you cut me out?" I was like, "Yeah, sorry, Kish, I had to cut you out." But we'll shout out Dan this time. Big Palace fan. Well, I'll say big Palace fan, closeted Tottenham fan, really. But they're playing Everton tonight on ITV4. I mean, that's another one where like obviously one Premier League team goes through. So, but I reckon I'd give Palace that.
Is it home or away?
Palace are at home. Palace Everton. Yeah, Palace are at home.
They always perform at and under the lights. They do at Selhurst Park.
Yeah. We've also got Brentford Wolves. You've got Tottenham Burnley. You've got what other Prem teams are playing each other? I think there's another one. I'm pretty sure there's another one. Oh yeah, Arsenal. Oh then Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So that there could be like well, I mean a Premier League team has to be eliminated, obviously.
Yeah.
If they're playing against each other. The other Premier League teams are Fulham versus Rotherham. I expect Fulham to come out there. But you never know. The other one is Leicester. I was about to say Leicester. Not even in the. They're not even in the Premier League.
City versus whoever they're playing.
It's Huddersfield. Again, talking about City and their draws. Some have done it again with Huddersfield, who are really struggling in the Championship. We've got Bournemouth QPR. I expect Bournemouth to win that. United Wigan. Now that has Wigan written all over. Wigan are gonna.
No, let's be serious. There's no way we're gonna win in that.
Yeah, but you just never know though. Like you genuinely. This is the beauty of the FA Cup though. Like you genuinely have no idea. Like I remember when we got thumped 4-2 by Brentford, like many years ago, Mourinho. Like who would have thought that coming? Or like, didn't Oldham beat you or something? Didn't they? Or did you come close to losing? Wasn't it like years ago?
Oh, we got close to losing to Shrewsbury.
Oh yeah.
But like our whole team's like under 18s.
Oh right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the FA Cup's going to be a surprise. To be honest, I reckon there'll be a few. There always is. You're like the thing is, I work Saturdays and I love going on my phone and then just realizing how the hell has this happened. So hopefully Huddersfield beat City or something like that. That'd be crazy. But yeah, so okay, let's round up this bit. I reckon you'll beat Arsenal.
Reckon?
Yeah. I think so. and I think we'll beat Preston.
Yeah.
have to beat Preston, but I reckon you'll have Arsenal. Just because I think you'll have like FA Cup momentum. I think you might have. I think you're just like a good cup run team. I reckon you'll do well. Anyway, let's move on to the second segment, and you also touched on it really with Salah missing out against Arsenal this weekend because of AFCON and the Asia Cup. I was really annoyed that you didn't say Tomiyasu about Arsenal because he's probably one of the best players in the league by far. So can we please put Tomiyasu on?
Yeah, sorry. I should have brought
respect,
it up.
Sorry. Sorry, he needs a bit of respect. But on a serious note, there's a AFCON. For those who don't know what AFCON means, Africa Cup of Nations. Come on. Love the AFCON. Always watch it clearly. Asia Cup as well. So there's a few teams who are missing out. And again, I want to start with Liverpool because essentially your best player is gone. He's going to go. So not even with the FA Cup, but for the remainder of the duration. So I should say for the AFCON and Asia Cup. I actually agree with you when you talk about Endo. I think Endo's actually been quality, by the way. I don't. Do you know what? Underratedly, one of the best transfers of the window of the summer because he's done a job. He has done a very good job, and like when I've watched Liverpool, he's been like, for me, like Fabinho started getting credit when he just sat there and did his job.
Yeah.
Not when because I remember he didn't. Did he? I don't remember him starting well, and I think fans weren't. But like as he just kind of did his job towards the end, and then obviously last year was rubbish, but still.
But Fabinho for us, I remember his first 3 months, he literally didn't play.
I remember. I remember.
Then he started against United when we won 3-1, and actually Kiri scored a brace.
Yeah.
And, he was unreal. And then ever since then, he was just unreal for us until last season. He's just dropped.
Yeah. I don't know what happened last year.
Yeah, neither. But with Endo, the thing is, like the first couple of games, he weren't good at all. I remember Newcastle away. He the first 35 minutes with a red. He was awful.
Yeah, because when I was talking about him just then, I saw your face, and it was a bit like, wait, what is this guy waffling about? But I actually think he's pretty good, you know. But go on,
The last couple, this month, December, he was very good. He got our player of the month today, over Trent.
Oh, did
Trent's
he?
He got over Trent,
nice.
and Trent's been our best player in my opinion in December.
Yeah,
really. And he's gonna be a big miss just because he's the only person who is a 6. So now we have to go back to McAllister there, and we're conceding a lot more chances. I'm pretty sure before the Newcastle game, for the last 4 games combined, we even conceded 1 shot on target.
Oh, really?
And he started every game. It was only until the Newcastle game it changed. So now I think it might be 6 or 7. I think
good.
We've been 7. Yeah. But we're going to miss him. But there's other clubs as well. It's Hwang Hee-chan leaving Wolves is a massive miss.
I was gonna talk about other clubs just now actually. For me, just rounding up Liverpool, I think, when does Bajcetic come back?
Him and Thiago are supposed to be coming back this month.
Oh, okay. So there's some hope there then. There's some light. But I think Salah is that's going to mess up my fantasy, by the way. I've captained him.
Yeah, mine's ruined.
It's going to ruin mine, but I think you'll struggle without him, you know. I think
same. Any team's going to struggle without a guy who's got 14 goals and 7 assists.
Joint top goal scorer. And
joint assists.
Oh, is he joint assist as well?
Yeah, with Neto.
Fair play.
Yeah.
I think you'll struggle with him. I know. I do agree with what you said a few weeks ago with you having the best attacking depth in the league. I do believe that, but I think you've got good depth, but they're not I think Salah is one of the best, obviously one of the best in the league, one of the best in the world. But I think the depth is good depth, but I don't think it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's how can I say it? They're not amazing. Do you know what I mean? They're good depth.
Yeah.
They're a good rotation. Nunez is good. Gakpo I do like. Jota's good, but they're just good. If you think about what you had a few seasons ago, Mane and Firmino, them 3 alone, but you didn't have the depth. Do you know what I mean? You had 3 world class players, but if one of them went, which I think it happened, I think Mane or Salah got injured. I can't remember which one, and it was a bit well, who can we play there? And it was a
Yeah.
bit. Whereas
Well,
now,
like,
I think you've got the depth, but it's just
yeah.
yeah,
Well, with us now, like, it's really good depth, but for the right wing spot. They're all
yeah,
strikers or left wingers.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
strikers or left wingers, and they're not right wingers. It's the only
yeah,
issue. But
yeah.
I reckon it would just be. I reckon he'll just move Jota right wing. To be honest,
Really?
or yeah, or Gakpo. To be honest, because Gakpo's been playing centre mid for us this season as well.
Yeah,
So
I
it wouldn't be
spotted that a
shocked
few
if Klopp
times
said to
actually.
put him right wing. Yeah.
Yeah. So how would
But,
you shape up your front three then? If Klopp went to you tomorrow, mate,
yeah.
he went, look, you're attacking coach. I'm gonna need you like to sort us out something different. But like Salah's gone. Like,
Yeah.
what he did? What's your plan of
Oh,
action?
I'll probably go Diaz, Nunes, and Jota. But I would be tempted. You can't drop Nunes because without him, we will create nothing. He might miss them, but he's the only one who gets in those positions. But
Yeah,
Jota has to start for me because
Yeah.
he is the best finisher now in the club.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
Salah's gone, he's the best finisher in the team. He has to start.
Yeah.
And you've seen the last 2 games he's came on. He's got a goal. He's got an assist. He's won a pen for another goal. Like, he has to start. But I wouldn't be against, like, maybe Nunes left wing, Gakpo, and then
Yeah.
Jota.
For me, yeah, I'd probably go Gakpo right wing,
Yeah.
Jota, and then Nunez. I actually think Nunez is a lot better when he's out on the left, and I think a lot of his like opportunities or like, well, I say chance, a lot of them are just him missing in the box or like. But if you look at that Bournemouth goal where like his touch was I don't even and then he like people forget when he was at Benfica he was a left winger, he wasn't a striker. I think people don't. It's like that common misconception that like because they haven't really seen him play. Obviously, I'm not saying that I had seen him play in the Liga NOS, but in the Champions League games that he went when he played against you in your group, he'd always come from the left or like he'd always. I think that's where he's sharp, like where he looks good as well. I think he can take on players because he is a force. He's what 6'2", like decent on the ball.
He's rapid.
Yeah, he's very good.
Like,
he's rapid. So I think I'd put him left wing. Jota is definitely your best finisher. Like when he comes on, he just impacts the game. When he starts, he's done something. Like, and then I think for me, Diaz. I think I remember you saying we were saying in private off the podcast. You were saying that Diaz just hasn't looked the same since an injury or something. And it is strange because like again, when I've watched Liverpool play and Diaz has either come on because he hasn't really started that much, or he has started whatever. It's like he's tentative to actually take on players.
Yeah,
it's really weird, and he's always cutting inside. Like it's never looking to like. It starts to become a bit readable, a bit predictable. Yeah. So I think Gakpo out on right. I don't know why you're putting him centre mid, but yeah.
No, it's because we have no centre mids. But like moving on from Liverpool, like you've got Hwang Hee-chan leaving.
That's a big
one.
One.
Jackson leaving. You got Jackson leaving Chelsea, which ain't really a big miss because he's awful. But obviously you got now Man United are losing Onana. It came out today, I think, or yesterday.
Yeah.
That he's going after.
Literally a day after. It's a day after their game against Tottenham, I think, and then he's flying out there. I was gonna move on to these teams actually. I've seen you've been doing really well in fantasy with Hwang Hee-chan, you know. He's been backing your points.
Get him in.
Yeah, but he's been really good for Wolves actually. I think I would say it's one that's gone under the radar because I think people are starting to notice it a bit now. Because there's only so many like goals you can notice without you going unnoticed, kind of thing. He has been really good actually. So that'll be a big loss for Wolves. I don't think they've got anyone else, but I think a lot of I don't know who else can really do that job that he's been doing. But yeah, that's a big loss. Now again, I want to talk about Palace. Pretty much half their team's gone.
Really? What? Are
you
so much? Who else? Are you Sharp?
I swear they lose more. They've got to lose more, surely. Have to lose more. Let me quickly look up. They've got to lose so much more.
I know you've got Man United losing Amrabat, so that's another midfielder they're losing.
Oh no, it's Nottingham Forest. It's Nottingham Forest that is they're going to lose so much. So I've got the list here. So we'll go through each team. And so Arsenal are losing El Neni and Tomiyasu, which for me, like, that does nothing.
I think Tomiyasu means something because Zinchenko is now their only left back, and he's injured. He's like a doubt for this weekend for the next game.
I'm just going to look at the key ones. Villa and Bournemouth. I mean, they lose Altara and Semenyo. I don't think that's massive losses.
I think Semenyo's quite big.
Yeah, I suppose, but I
Semenyo's
think
been very good.
He has been good. Yeah, I think he's gone under the radar a bit, but I think there's players in there who can do that job for me. Like Tavernier, I think Semenyo kind of just free roams a bit. But I think Alex Scott is good enough for that. I think. What's his name? Who's the Welsh? Brooks. I think Brooks can get a few can get a bit more game time. I think have they still got Hamid Traore, or was that alone?
I think they're still. I don't know.
Actually, I imagine he's not there anymore because I imagine he would be on the list to leave to go to the AFCON. But yeah, no, Kluivert, who's started quite well actually, but no, I think they'll be okay, to be honest. I think that's because Altara has actually been playing left back. And they signed that Kirkes, that Hungarian left back, the young one. So I think they'll be okay. Brentford's an interesting one. So they lose Godos and I don't know who Kim Ji-soo is. I don't know who that is. But that's an interesting one. But they lose Onyeka and one of their best players this season, Jan Wissa. So it'll be interesting to see how that shapes up.
Mbeumo's injured as well.
Is Ivan Toney coming back this month? Or is it just because there's been so much transfer talk about him that...
I thought it's February.
Oh, okay.
But I might be wrong.
Yeah. Well, if he does come back, I think it's not too much of a bad sign. But I think that is a big loss for him. And Bremer being out and Wissa being out now, that's tough.
They're 15th in the league as well. Like they're not in a really good spot.
Yeah, they've not been doing that well as well. They have not been doing that well. So I think they could suffer. Brighton lose Adingra and Mitoma, two of their better players this season, but I wouldn't say they're huge losses. I mean, Mitoma is, but they've got so much rotation in their team that they could fill that. As we said, Chelsea with Jackson. I mean, it's not really that much of a loss, to be honest, because I think Nkunku's back, and I think players are starting to come back from injury. So I think, did he start? He did start. Did he start again?
He started on the wing at the weekend.
Yeah. So, I think we'll be fine. Palace, I thought there was a few more. Jeffrey Schlupp hasn't been chosen. That is
really?
That is criminal. So it's Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew's going. I'm just going to look at the main. We spoke about Liverpool. Fulham's is minor. Luton is minor as well. The rest of the teams, there are some interesting ones here. So United are losing Amrabat and Onana. They're big ones. I don't even know who their backup keeper is. Oh, it's that Turkish guy, isn't it? I can't remember his name. So that'll be interesting to see him in action because would you say Onana's spot is solidified? Like, would you say that if a replacement, like I can't remember the guy's name. If he does well, do you reckon he gets in over Onana?
Depends how well. They've just spent a good amount on Onana, so you expect him. You keep coming out in interviews as well, backing him as well. It depends if they're playing a lot better. And the main thing about Onana was his feet, and he's not even been that good with his feet. So if they play out the back better, I wouldn't be shocked if he starts.
Yeah. What about Amrabat?
Well, no, he's not a huge loss, to be honest. He didn't even play against Forest, did he?
Did you not?
It was Ericsson and Mainu, and then McTominay came on for Ericsson as well. Amrabat, whenever I've seen Amrabat this season, he's been average at best.
Yeah, he's either been average or just done what I expect every other holding in mid to kind of do. He's not anything special.
No.
So I think it's not. Would you argue that's huge losses for United? I'm not really. No.
Yeah, I think the only loss would be is that they lose another man in midfield.
another club who I think will suffer a lot, and this might, I don't know if it's gone under the radar, but Nottingham Forest. Do you know how many
Yeah,
players, like key players as well? So we've got Ola Einar, who's I think been quite sound for them, to be honest, at left back, I think left wing back.
yeah,
Serge Aurier, Willy Bolly, Chiku Kiarte, Musa Niakate, and Ibrahim Sangare, who I think are all very big losses for Nottingham Forest.
yeah,
Very big. And that, to be honest, all of them are starters as well. I think Niakate is
yeah.
their
Good
captain.
amount.
I think that's a big loss. Willy Bolly, again, as a starting centre-back. Sangare is a starting midfielder. Kiarte, again, a good rotation. Sergio Aurier and Oleno, they're
Yeah,
starting fullback. So I think it is that's a big loss for them. And I think as well, they've only just started getting points. I think Nuno's done a
yeah,
decent job so far. So to lose them players, I think also loses them a bit of momentum. So I think they'll struggle.
yeah. Definitely a big struggle. I think, especially losing Niakate and Sangera, because
Yeah,
they literally played every game.
yeah,
Like when they lost Niakate, because they had Niakate last season, didn't they? And then he got like a long term injury. And you could see how much they were missing him.
yeah,
But like, I reckon because I feel like with their centre backs, they have got like a decent number. I feel like with their squad, they've got one of the biggest squads in the league. So like, they should be capable of like firming it. But obviously,
yeah.
you don't know. They've not been that good this season.
They've got a huge squad, but I think
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how Nuno does with that. To be honest, because he's doing a good job, so he's
yeah,
definitely a decent manager for them. But I think they will struggle.
yeah,
And the last team I want to talk about, which I think they'll suffer the most, to be honest, is Tottenham. Unfortunately, we
yeah,
don't have Tom with us, so it would have been nice to hear his reaction. Go, no, Bentancur will hold it down in the midfield there, because they're losing Bissouma and obviously Son, but they're two midfielders, Bissouma and
yeah,
Sarr, who have been very good for them this season.
yeah,
Which I think, for me, is more of a loss than losing Son, because I think they're without Maddison. I think Maddison will come back soon.
yeah,
Without Son, I think they could still cope, because without Maddison, everyone
yeah,
thought, oh, they're going to do rubbish. But actually, I think Kulusevski started putting his weight. Bentancur has
yeah,
done okay when he's Lo Celso's done okay. Richarlison's starting to score.
yeah.
But I think losing Bissouma and Sarr is a bit of a problem, because the backup isn't, I'd say, that good.
No, yeah, it's poor.
It is so poor.
Yeah.
So poor.
Like with them as well, it feels like once they get one player back, another free go each
Yeah,
time. Like
honestly.
the minute that they got Romero back, and then he got in, and then he got a suspension. Udogi got a suspension. Basuma got a suspension,
Yeah.
and then now Romero's injured again for like 5 weeks. Now they're losing Sarr, Basuma, and Son. Like their team is gonna be like bare bones. Like they're gonna have to play like in the hole in midfield. They've already bare bones anyway, like starting to sell so really.
Yeah.
And now it's gonna be like him, Højbjerg, and Skip as their midfield.
Yeah,
Which is awful.
that's
such a
so
drop-off.
stinky. Like that is
Yeah.
like Ollie Skip, for me. How he's a Tottenham player is beyond me. Like I
Right.
genuinely have no idea how he's
Yeah, I
still
don't get
there. Højbjerg is rubbish. I think Lo Celso, in my opinion, isn't going to carry his form on for me.
No.
I don't think he's going to carry it on.
The thing is, well, like you're losing your best attacker. So now you could. I swear, Brennan Johnson's injured as well. I'm not too sure. I know he didn't start.
Sure.
I don't think he started this weekend, but they're gonna have to play him or Brian Hill left wing.
Yeah. Well, remember what I said. Remember what I said a few weeks ago when Bat was waffling about Mudryk, and I had a go at Brian Hill like as if he was any better.
Yeah.
Now's his time. Now's his time
He's so bad.
Is he? I've not actually properly seen him play. Yeah, so I think there's a lot of teams in there who are going to suffer. So I think that hopefully Chelsea can start improving. I mean, it's not a loss for us really of losing Jackson, but you never know how that's going to shape up the league. But as I said, there's a few teams in there who are going to suffer. Yeah, let's move on to our final segment of the video. And the January transfer window has opened up, and we're going to have a little transfer window talk about our teams, what we need, and other talk that's going on so far, which when I've had a little look about it, is mainly just Manchester United trying to sign players, really. I'm not really seeing much action other than City signing that Argentinian youngster. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, like Ever Vesco or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to start with Liverpool, which I've started every segment with Liverpool. Started every single one with Liverpool. So there seems to be a lot going on. But do you reckon? What are you thinking? Like, as a fan, is there any position that you go, yeah, we need to sort out that, or is there any player that you've looked at where you've heard rumours and you've gone, oh, do you know what, that'd be pretty decent?
Yeah, I feel like need a centre back. Like we were calling back Nat Phillips and Reece Williams. Them two should have left the club 3 years ago.
You've recalled them?
Yeah.
Where was they? Where were they?
I can't remember where Williams was. I think he might. No, he wasn't Aberdeen. That was Owen Beck. No, was he at Aberdeen? I think Reece Williams was at Aberdeen.
Yeah.
Then Nat Phillips was at Celtic, and he weren't playing at Celtic.
Really?
We've recalled him back. I think one would go back out. I feel like Reece Williams would just go back out. We may just keep Nat Phillips.
Yeah.
But we need a centre back. Like, we've been linked to Inacio from Sporting.
Oh yeah, I saw that actually. I saw that rumour. Yeah.
Yeah. We've been linked with like a year and a half now, because like we could have got him in the summer for like 40 mil, because he had a release clause, and now he's signed a new contract and it's 60 mil release clause.
Oh.
But we need a centre back, especially if Matt gets a contract extension, I'll be shocked. He's got an ACL injury. He's injury prone, and he's 33.
Don't talk about your boy like that. He's a veteran of the club.
He's a legend of the game. He's a legend of the game. He's unreal. He was very good this season as well. Considering last season, I thought he was awful.
Yeah.
This season's been very good. But you can't give like a 3-year deal or 2-year deal to a centre back who's known for being injured, and he's 33.
Yeah.
Like, he's too old. Like, we need players now that are either coming into their prime or they've got potential to have a high ceiling. Like we've got with Kwanzaa, who's like, he's 20 years old,
and he looks good. He looks good, by the way. Like, it does actually look good. Like, he's creating competition. That's the best thing.
Yeah. Like, if I see him start, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, oh, why is he starting? Where, like, before, remember the last season with Joe Gomez, I thought, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Then this season, he's been unreal. So we definitely need a centre back, and I don't think we'll get one, to be honest. Just because I feel like we'll save ourselves. I don't understand why we wouldn't, because like no one before the season would have thought Liverpool will be first. Like, we have a chance to like invest.
Yeah,
and make, like, help us secure it.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Like Arsenal last year should have. Instead of just signing Trossard and Kiwa, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Jakub Kiwior, yeah.
Yeah, instead of just signing them two, they should have bought like players that are ready for first team football and stuff. Which Trossard is, but like he's not going to challenge.
Well, for me, Inacio's a big name. Like, he's been not a big name as in, you know, your Alaba and, you know, your Rudiger. But what I mean is he's a big name in like youth prospects, and I think a few teams have looked at him and like kept their like scouts with him and stuff.
Yeah.
I think the problem with the January transfer window is that it's just a tough one to do business in, because I think every club wants to sign a big player, but because you've literally got to just you've got to hope that they just click in the team and make an impact straight away, because you're going to spend loads of money on them. It's the risk, and I think there's too much risk nowadays with that, because you just don't know how a player's going to fit in. You don't know how. I mean, look at Chelsea. I mean, it's taken Mudryk a whole year to actually start producing something and getting goals and stuff. So obviously defensively it's a bit different. I think you can take more of a risk with a defender, I think, because
so
you've got a lot of support. Obviously you've got a whole back four, you've got a lot of support, you've got the best defender in the one of the best defenders in the world next to you. I think Inacio would be a good signing. I did see that link actually, I think either in the summer or it got brought up again recently.
Well, we been linked to Mbappe. You know, you never know.
You never know. You do
Mate,
never know, but
you never
I'm not
know,
too
mate.
sure. I'm not too sure that'll happen, to be honest.
No,
Don't know where you're going
but
to dish that
yeah,
out from, but
I think we're just gonna have a quiet one. We've recalled a left back called Owen Beck back from Dundee, and they're a guy he left, to be fair. And I remember years ago, like in like pre-season, in like the cup games, he was decent. So I wouldn't be shocked if we don't sign anyone.
Yeah.
But obviously, yous have been got Poch coming out saying we need to buy more players. You're thinking, what?
Okay, right. Here's my thing. Yeah, so I had a massive argument again, calling out Lewis Kemp. You're an idiot. You're just an absolute idiot. You're a fool. A few weeks ago, I think what was it after? Was it? I think we won the game. Oh, it's the Palace game where we won 2-1, and Lou just lost it. I think he's suffering from head loss lately. He's been poching this whole time. I said to him at the start of the season, it doesn't make sense, whatever. Not about Poch, but just in general. Like the whole our transfers and stuff. He was like, no, it's just a process. It's patient. You got patient, right? All of a sudden, he's flipped the switch and he starts going, no, we need to make signings in January. I'm thinking, huh? For me, that is the dumbest thing to do. For me, I don't want to buy anyone because we shouldn't have to.
No.
It's insane for me that we spent so much money in the space of a year, like from last Jan transfer window to now. That it's crazy that we've now got to spend more money and find more players. For me, it's just another problem. Like one prime example is our link to Osimhen. He's just signed a new deal, right? Napoli is not going to take anything under 100 million. For me, it's got to be 100 plus. It's got to be.
I swear he's not even been that good this season either.
I think he scored 8 league goals or 7 or 8 league goals. He's got a few assists, but I mean, for me, like it just doesn't make sense because for me, like if you sign a world class player and then poor Jackson, like don't like okay. Here's the thing with Jackson. Like I actually don't mind him. Right. He's not an out and out finisher. That's the problem. He's not a goal scorer. I couldn't care that he scored 7 league goals or 8 league. I don't care. You can see that if that was anyone else up there who was him, if Jackson could just finish and score, he'd have 15. He'd probably be the league's top scorer. We'd probably be in we'd be in top 4. But the problem is he can't. And I think with Osimhen, if you bring him in, it's just going to knock his confidence even more. So now you're going to get someone who can't finish, who at least can actually play a bit of football. Like, he does look like a bit of a donkey sometimes. Yeah. He does work hard, and you can see that he does make good combinations with players. I think his link up with Mudryk is actually quality. It does go under the radar a bit. Yeah. But you sign someone who's not world class, but we'll say class, like good quality player like Osimhen. It's going to knock your confidence. And I don't think it's like, you can say, well, that's what every player's got to put up with. But it's not like it's a project. Don't like to use the word projects. In my opinion, you can't spend $1 billion and call it a project. That ain't a project to me. Yeah. But there's a system here or whatever. We've just got to firm that. Like, we have to firm that now. I can understand if you want to sell Martson or if you want to sell youth players other than Gallagher. I'm not selling Gallagher. I don't want that to happen. But for me, just bringing in more players like Osimhen for 140 million or like, I don't know, someone else who's really expensive. I don't know who else on the top of my head. I think Todibo we're linked to, which I don't mind that one, but it depends how much. Yeah. It's just like another 2 players who are in the team and there's going to be too much going on. Like the problem with Chelsea for me is they don't have a core set of players. So you bring in more people and you take less people out. Yeah. That's more people you've got to build a core with. You've got to try and find answers to. It's just, I don't really see the point of it, in my opinion.
And I feel like you've not got the players. You've not got players who are valuable enough to earn money off when you sell them. Yeah. The only 2 I think are valuable people to sell is Gallagher. Yeah. He's been one of your most important players this season when he's played, and Ian Maatson. Yeah. Like I saw Spurs linked with Gallagher for 40 mil. I'm thinking, surely not. Surely you won't sell him.
Yeah, Poch has said that. Poch said that he apparently came out a few days ago that he's told the board that he doesn't want to sell Gallagher and he wants to build the team around him and make the core around him. Yeah. Which is a good thing. But it's strange because I thought Poch was for selling them a few months ago, but I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. I'm not sitting there in the Chelsea boardroom and the Chelsea dressing room and stuff, so I don't really, I have no idea what's going on. You just hear from reports and rumours. But it's good to hear that Poch clearly values him now and like sees him as a priority, which he should have in the first place. If I'm being honest, I don't know why he didn't. I think Martson is going to go. I think Martson's gone. I think he's linked with Dortmund and City after him as well, actually. Because he's actually quite a good player. He's quite aggressive attackingly. Like he is. I like him. I'd rather see Cucurella or someone else go like that, or Chilwell. I'd rather just keep Martin. But anyway, you have to balance the books and stuff and balance the sheets. But in my opinion, I don't want to sign anyone. It causes more bother. I'd rather just wait till summer and just firm what we've got. Go on a cup run, try and win a cup. Like we've got Carabao, we've got a decent chance of winning that. Try and win the FA Cup or something, and just try and take something positive from that. Because I don't think we're going to do that well in the league, if I'm being honest. Because I think we're just too inconsistent. No. But that's where it's at. I think that's the best thing for the club, to be honest. If we just don't sign anyone and you just try and work with what you've got, try and build the core, try and realise who at the end of the season. Look, if they need to go. Like a spreadsheet. Obviously, it's a lot more complex than that. But just work out who your core team players are and stuff like that. But
I think if you were to sign a position, I think for me, it would be a fullback. Just because Cucurella is not it. And right now, your only right back is Gusto.
Yeah, literally.
Like, you need a bit more depth. Even if it's like a loan or something.
Honestly,
just someone there.
The most annoying part of like seeing the starting 11 is seeing Cole left back and Disasi right back. It is quite possibly the most mind-baffling thing, and like that, it's like it genuinely infuriates me. I'm thinking we ain't even conceded yet, we ain't even started the game. I'm getting rattled because Poch has put out Disasi at right back, Cole left back. It hurts my brain. But I think it's tough what we need, because I do think we need a finisher, but we just need to hold off till the end of the year and just. And that way, I think this is just a thing in general for teams. It's not even Chelsea. Like, I think a lot of youngsters who have 1 year of football, like you look at Caicedo, I'm going to say Chelsea again, but you look at Caicedo, he had 1 year at Brighton, and then people already going, 100 mil, that's a great deal. Oh, not like, but they had to do that for 100 mil. He's a good player, or whatever. But he had 1 year of football. It's the same thing with Osimhen. Like, he's had 1 good year. And he scored so many goals. Don't get me wrong, like he was good at Wolfsburg, he was decent at Lille, but he had but they were average numbers. What he did at Wolfsburg and Lille is what he's doing now at Napoli, like this season so far. 7 goals is what Jackson's got. So is he really going to do anything different from what Jackson's doing? No. So, I just think, again, it's one of them things where I think fans or people just going, he's the only striker available for a lot of money. He must be good. They're not actually watching the Italian league. They haven't watched Napoli play, So I think you can't just go, I want Osimhen. I want, this and that. Because they've not even... You need to give these players like more years of football before you actually make a move on them.
Well, I feel like... we'll go into Man United in a minute.
Yeah.
But like, Man United, Chelsea, I feel like the way you guys have been acting on a transfer market, obviously it's very different how you two act in, but they're both not very successful at the moment.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I feel like both teams are just trying to rush to success, but they can't. They can't. They both have the money, but they've not got money going out. Got no dead wood leaving.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like you see. Obviously, I'll go back to Liverpool. You see, like, Klopp getting out loads of dead wood at the start.
Yeah.
Like, the only player we've got left from when he first started is Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
That's because he was 18,
who you could
19.
probably still argue is dead wood. You could still argue is dead wood. Like, he just does a job rotation-wise, but he's not...
No, he's not dead wood, mate. He's not dead wood. No.
Would you not really? Would you not argue he's dead wood?
No, he's been unreal this season.
Oh, okay. All right.
I love it, mate.
All right.
But yeah, like...
I know what you mean, though,
even but like, just trying to get so many people in, even like, especially United as well. They're just saying they'll sign a name. not the play, not the profile.
That's my point about Osimhen. That's my point. They've just heard, he's done this and everything. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no one's watched him play. He's played 1 year of football, 1 year. Like what?
Yeah.
It's not shown anything. We can't say he's been consistent for 4 or 5 years. No, because But I do agree with that. Yeah, I think us and United have been awful because of us rushing and just signing big names or well spoken about names. Like Højlund was well spoken about, but Donny got five goals in the league and something like that. Like that was it. And now he's got a song about him. So but yeah, let's start talking about United. Just to finish this off, because I did a little brief, went on Sky Sports transfer news because Fabrizio and David Ornstein they're not being as active, because obviously it's a bit of a dry transfer window anyway, as I was saying, because I think teams don't like to take as much risk and stuff. So let's focus on United because there's a lot of names in there, and the first one I'm going to start with is Sancho. I don't know if you've seen, but he's reportedly going back to Dortmund on loan, which is big for him. But it'll be interesting to see if it does happen, because I think it's sort of confirmed talks and it's looking promising, but you just never know. But what do you reckon? Do you think if he goes back, he might rekindle some form? Do you reckon he might find his feet?
I don't know because you'd think, because he's basically done what Werner did, tore up the Bundesliga, came to the Prem, struggled. Because let's be funny, even before the stuff with Ten Hag this season, he's not had a good season both seasons. He's been in the 2 full seasons he had. He's not been good. Like last season, he wasn't even that. The first season, he weren't good. At all. Second season, he was decent, but barely played most of it, to be honest. Through injuries, and he had the off-field stuff, didn't he? Where he was out for mental health or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then this, he had the bust up with Ten Hag. But then I've not seen enough in recent to see has he still got it?
Yeah, I'm surprised Dortmund are even going in for him, to be honest. I think it's more of just a move where they, and obviously I always say these things, but obviously it can't be true. But I just see it as sympathy. Do you know what I mean? I just see it as we can get you back to how you were, kind of thing. But obviously I can't imagine it being that, because it's two of the best teams in the world, two of the biggest clubs in the world. You can't I just think it's a bit weird that Dortmund is doing that.
Yeah, well, I feel like their attacking depth really at the moment is not the greatest either, Dortmund, to be fair.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got Royce in the back end of his career. You've only got Marlon, you've got that Folkreck now.
Yeah, Adeyemi.
Haller's not really playing well this season. Well, Marlon's linked to being out. They lost Thorgan Hazard last season as well. They've lost a lot of attacking talent. So I feel like he could do well, but I don't see him hitting anywhere near the numbers he's hitting before.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be like Timo Werner. Timo Werner went back to Leipzig and he's putting out decent numbers. But nowhere near to where he was before, just how bad the break in between was.
Well, that's an interesting name, because he was someone that is actually linked to United.
Yeah.
Whether it will happen, but I think it is in talks, or there's a rumour of it being in talks. Which for me is just it just doesn't make sense as well. I struggle to understand. Don't get me wrong, I'm 100%. I do believe in second chances, or a second attempt, or another go at something. But for me, I just don't see why United would do that. And again, it's just they're playing about with money. He's not even played that much for Leipzig, and when he has, he's not really done anything. He sort of had a little purple patch when he went back last season. Where he started getting some goals and a few assists and stuff. But I just don't get it.
I don't hate it, to be honest, because I feel like right now they're not a team that's going to dominate possession. Most of their games will be 55-45 to them, really.
Yeah.
So they'll have a lot of times out of the ball. And I feel like, other than Rashford, they haven't got a player who's just, you hit a log, he will get in behind.
Yeah.
I feel like it does give him another option, because he can play feels like just another guy can play on the left or striker.
Yeah.
But then after Højlund, you're playing Rashford there, and like Rashford ain't it a striker at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I think for me the main problem with the wingers is the fact that Højlund isn't getting any service. Like, wasn't it the other? I think the other day I can't remember who United played, but I think Garnacho had passed the ball to him 5 times, and Anthony did it 6 times. 11 passes to Højlund the whole game from your wingers. That's so poor. It's so poor. I think, to be fair, I can get with the fact that maybe Werner can offer a bit more support for Højlund. I think that's what Højlund needs. I just think he needs some more support, and he hasn't got that with Anthony and Garnacho. Well, I think Garnacho is a good player. I think you can kind of learn that. Anthony is absolute dog.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to go.
Yeah,
but
awful.
I think Werner is definitely someone who can improve. As you said, he can just get in behind. He's very quick. And he's quite direct as well. It's one thing about him that I think I liked at Chelsea when he was there. He's very direct. Like, he will just run at a defender. He'll try and find someone's feet. And I think that's what United need. I just don't think they've got, like, you've got Onana who's being very direct, and then you've got wingers. Like Garnacho, I'd say is direct, but I think he's quite selfish. He doesn't really I think he tries to take on, whereas he could just play a pass about and stuff. But Anthony is to be honest, I think any improvement over Anthony is, any signing mate is an improvement over Anthony. It would be an interesting one seeing back in the Prem. And I'd argue quite sad actually to see him in a United shirt, because I was actually quite a fan of him at Chelsea. I thought he's actually
well, he was at a Chelsea game the other day, I saw.
Yeah, he's begging it. I don't want him back. He's begging it. He's begging it. There's 2 more names we're going to talk about with United, and that is the first one being Varane. I heard that apparently, rumour I saw on Sky Sports that they're not going to trigger his contract extension, but he's like, I imagine he's got 2 years, but he's got 2 years left in the club. They just don't want to extend it after that. But they're hoping that he stays to the end of the season. I feel like that's a bit muggy. Like, it's basically saying, look, stay with us, but you're gone. Like, after this, I don't know. It's right.
No, I don't think that's muggy. It's just saying, like, you got to think about it. He ain't the youngest, is he?
Oh, no, I think he's like 34. I think he's 33, 34. He's quite old. He is quite old.
Yeah, like, he's been around for years. So I'm not against it. But, like, I feel like if you're going to think about it, he's probably on extremely higher wages as well.
I think he's probably one of the most paid players,
Yeah, and like, it's not like he's played a lot of games in the 3 years he's been in. He's missed a lot.
I think it's.
Do you want to spend?
It's more the fact he's just not been that good. Like, it just hasn't. He hasn't been.
No.
He has not been that good. I think it goes under the radar a bit because Maguire's been dog water as well for like a few years. But he genuinely hasn't been that good either. So
Well, like, this season, like, after he got back from his injury, Maguire was still getting picked to start over.
Yeah, and
Johnny Evans.
And Johnny Evans was as well. Yeah.
So it's only like the last couple of games where he's actually started. Like, he didn't start against. He started against. I think his first start was against us.
Oh, really?
Like, after his injury, I'm pretty sure. Because he started against us for a man of match, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I just don't think he's been that good. I just don't think he's been that good either.
No, not really. Like, the thing is though, like, they've got no centre backs, but as a club, you don't want to be paying 300 to 400k a week for a player who's injury prone. He's getting old, and he's not actually performing at the levels you want your centre backs to be playing at for, like, a club that size.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, to be honest. I forgot about that wages part, and that is probably one of the reasons why I think, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the reasons why Ten Hag's trying to push him out. I think that's what he's done with a lot of players, that he's not playing them because they're on high wages. So he's kind of, I think he's low-key just trying to push him out of the club. He's one I don't know what will really happen with him. And the final one is just a rumor, but it's been a rumor for like 2-3 years. I swear, De Jong is constantly linked with United.
Yeah, he's every week he's there.
I just did, because again, I would talk about other clubs, but there's just not many clubs doing anything. Like, as I've said, the only real Van der Beek actually from United, but again, that's United. He's gone on loan to Frankfurt. But the only club who's done business like that you'd say, oh, that's interesting, is that the Argentinian winger from River Plate or Boca. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
Who's gone to City. But I haven't seen anything about him, so I can't. I can't really talk about that. And United are the only ones who, for me, like is interesting at the moment because there's so much talk around the players wanting to leave anyway. The big bust ups between Sancho, Varane, and stuff. But yeah, De Jong was one of the names that is apparently linked. Again, he's linked with them every window. Like we're not even talking every season.
No chance he's going.
Do you reckon?
No chance he's going. No, mate. He's just. I swear, he literally signed a new deal in the summer at Barcelona. Yeah, he signed a deal recently, and you got to think about like, why would he go to United? They're not a bigger club than Barcelona.
Yeah,
they're not in the They're not going to be in the Champions League next season. Where Barcelona, like they. I don't think it's guaranteed because obviously the league is so all over the place, right? And you got like Girona and Madrid on 48, and you got Atletico and Barca on 38.
Yeah,
and like I think Bilbao 5th. I'm not too sure.
Yeah,
but like, why would he go from playing with Lewandowski, Araujo, Pedri to Mainu, Højlund, and Johnny Evans? He's not going to do that. And the only way I see.
Imagine I like going from like Pedri and like to Gundogan. Oh yeah, you're like Johnny Evans, mate.
Yeah,
you're like it'd be the worst. Like it's the biggest downgrade, I'd say.
The only way, if he does go, I don't think it's because he wants to. It'll be Barcelona just needing the money. They'll just need the money.
Yeah,
they'll easily get like 90, 100 mil off them for him. Like easy, like Man United were easy over like pay 90 million on Anthony, like they'll do that.
Well, look at Højlund. Højlund cost 70 million or something, didn't he? So I think they definitely So yeah, I definitely wouldn't be surprised if they did overpay or did make a huge bid. I've literally just gone on Sky Sports Transfer Centre right now, and the first thing that's popped up is, and this is shocking, like I genuinely don't know how this man has even got a contract talk. Anthony Martial, who has 2 goals in 19 games this season, about a possible contract extension. I have no idea. What? Yeah, genuinely, like I'm on Transfer Centre right now. 29 minutes ago at 5:30.
Mate.
Ten Hag has confirmed the club are in talks with Anthony Martial for a contract extension. Why?
The guy, he's not scored more than 5 league goals since lockdown, I swear.
Mate, I genuinely have no idea why they're doing that. And when we talk about Deadwood earlier, for me, he is a big example of just Deadwood. It's quite
he's the definition.
It's almost sad, really, but it's crazy to think that this man came to the Premier League with force, with insane potential, like not like Mbappe, sorry, but similar to Mbappe, because he was very spoken about at Monaco. He's very, respected and highly thought about. For me, the fact he's got a contract talk is mind blowing, like genuinely confusing, because there's some donkey out there, some team, probably in France, who'd be willing to pay like 20, 30 mil, and that's a good offer.
No.
That's a good offer for him.
Extreme Saudi Arabia shout.
Man. Yeah, and they probably that's actually not even a bad shout. Saudi Arabia, like Al Hilal going, fuck it, we'll slap 40 to 50 mil on the table. 40 to 50 mil for Martial is crazy. Bearing in mind the guy is 25, 26?
Yeah, he's like 25, 26.
Yeah.
When you think about it, they probably only extend his contract. He ends in the summer.
Yeah.
So if it's anything more than 1 year, it's outrageous. It's outrageous.
Well, I suppose they might have to just sell him because obviously I imagine they need the money and they want money for him. So either they sort it out now and then sell him in the summer, which is just a very FIFA career mode move. Anyway, that's just crazy. I'm literally looking up right now. There's literally no other talks really, other than a few loan cuts and stuff like that. But hopefully the transfer window does improve and does get some better rumours and stuff, because it is just very dry. But again, I don't know if that's to do with Chelsea making the window more exciting, like last year where we spent 300 million in one window. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully more business does get made just to make it a bit more interesting and engaging. But yeah, that's all we've got time to talk about, really. That's all we've got. It's been quite a boring one, really. Not much has gone on. Super League got absolutely cancelled. Like nothing happened with that. Everyone came out and said, "No, I don't want it." So we can't really talk about that. There's not really been much going on. But hopefully we have a few stinkers in the FA Cup. We have a few stinkers because of AFCON and Asia Cup. And hopefully, again, as I said, the transfer window does get interesting. There was one more thing I was going to mention. I was hoping to get some more guests on the podcast, right? That was just one thing in general, actually. I'm going to talk into this camera now. Yeah, fuck you, Yorks.
Okay.
I was going to get more guests on, and every time they come on, they're gonna do like I'm gonna ask them to think about something that like involves us, like let's say like top 10 midfielders in the world. Yeah. So every time a guest comes on, they're gonna bring a type of energy, and they're gonna bring some like question where we've got a debate about something. So hopefully that is something that we can implement maybe next week, hopefully next week, or maybe the week after. We're gonna have a little talk about.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, York? Does that sound good? That sounds good.
Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah. Okay. Good man. But as I said, yeah, that's all we got time for. Dead week of football. Hope everyone had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. And next week we'll talk about our resolutions, actually. We'll talk about our resolutions next week and see how they're going, if anyone's made any. Because I want to hear Bat's resolution. Bat's definitely got some stinky resolutions and stuff. But hopefully Bat's with us next week as well. The Waffler, who would have made this 2 hours. But as I said, hopefully we get some guests in too. So big plans for the coming weeks for the podcast. That's everything. That's all from us. See you in the next episode. And that's it from us. Bash.
Goodbye.
Bash.
Bash.